Hi, I'm Shannon. So, I grew up in a Christian household and we went to church every Sunday. We prayed before meals and we had Bible studies, and I've always known about Jesus Christ. But I've come to find that intellectual understanding and believing in faith can be and sometimes are two separate things. I could not mesh the stories that I grew up with reality. My life was sprinkled with happiness, but I did not understand true joy. I was lonely. I was a girl trying to fit in and find her place, wanting to be known, seeking to be loved by people who would fail me, chasing acceptance in friends who would allow me the opportunity to escape my life and the trouble in it. I found solace in those who wanted to drown in sadness, and we did just that. I wanted to be loved and accepted for who I was, but I did not realize who I was. I did not understand the extent of my depravity, my selfishness, my pride, and my fear of man. Value in my eyes came from others and not from Christ. I was dead in my trespasses and sins, Ephesians 2:1. Late into my teenage years, my family and we found ourselves in a small Spanish church, and we made friends very quickly. This is where I met my wonderful husband, Jose. Shout out to Jose. And we felt a sense of community. I had never had that in the 17 years of attending churches. But at this point, I was attending more for friends and not for the gospel. Little by little, in talking to others about Christ, I began to understand more, and I found myself desiring to know Jesus. I opened up my Bible, and Christ came to life for me. He chose to reveal himself, and my eyes were opened. John 6:44 says, "No one can come to me unless the Father who sent me draws him." God was no longer a big man in the sky with a white beard sitting on his throne in the clouds. I understood what God did by sending his son Jesus to earth to be born and to live a sinless life, to lay down that life and die for the sins of man. I finally saw myself as a sinner who was in desperate need of a savior. I understood the gift that this was, and it was not because I did anything to deserve it, but because of God's mercy and goodness. For by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not of your own doing. It is a gift from God, not a result of works, so that no one may boast. Ephesians 2:8-9. My identity shifted and I started to change. Christ was working in my heart through his spirit, through his word, and through his people. That's not to say that I no longer struggle. Sanctification is a continuous process. There is so much I am learning and understanding in deeper ways. I am far from perfect, but I know that I am being shaped, molded, and refined. I no longer desire to please or to be approved by man. I long to be known by the Lord, by my God. I desire to please him with my words, with my time, my home, my marriage, my life. I delight in his goodness. Thank you.